how are you going, Elliot?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. Okay, so we're doing our hypertrophy program today. Hopefully you get some better results. We're looking at starting off with a warm-up here. I'll just explain what the purpose of the warm-up is. Basically, because you're doing a hypertrophy program, you've got mainly compound exercises here. You don't have a lot of circuit work or running. So we're not going to need to get your heart rate super high like you would if you were doing more circuit work. But we are going to increase your heart rate to around 70%. Yep. That's typically what's recommended before most workouts, so that your heart can get oxygen and warm up your muscles and dilate your blood vessels ready for the exercise. Yep. The other purpose of a warm-up is to increase your respiration rate, so it's to breathe quicker, and the obvious reason for that is that when you're actually exercising, you're going to be breathing quicker, you're going to need more oxygen. Definitely. So, and the last purpose, I guess you could say, is to get your joints ready, like your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your ankles, just get them mobile and ready. And I guess one final thing would be psychologically as well, just to psychologically get prepared for what you're going to do in the workout.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Okay. So now that we've explained the purpose of the warm-up, I'm just going to, and you've done your warm-up, we're just going to now, I'm going to show you your first exercise. So your first exercise is a barbell front squat. Because we're doing hypertrophy, everything's going to be 3 sets of 5. In terms of your sets, your reps are going to be 8 to 12 reps.
Yeah. Okay.
So there are sets and reps, and your rest is going to be up to 2 minutes, 120 seconds. So we don't want to rest any longer than that, because we're aiming to break the muscles down and get grow lean muscle tissue.
Cool.
Cool. So we'll get straight into it. I'll just bring over the barbell here.
Let's do it.
All right. I'll just model it first, and then I'll give the barbell to you. We're just using a barbell. We're not using weights today, so just without a rack's fine. Normally we have a rack for safety. Okay, so you want to get your elbows up as high as you can. Tense your core. Have your legs a bit further than shoulder width apart, and your feet and toes slightly turned out. And then you want to lower yourself down in a controlled manner, as low as you can go. Pause and back up again. Bar up to your shoulders. That's it. Elbows higher. As high as you can get, that's it. Higher if you can. Beautiful. Now you might want to just take slightly wider stance. Yep. Okay, and in a controlled manner, lower your hips down. Excellent, and we're going to do 8 to 12 reps. That's good. Yep. Fantastic. Go a little bit slower on the way down if you can. Yep, that's it. Good. So this is working your quadriceps. There's 4 muscles on your up on your thighs, which are called the quadricep muscles. It's working your hamstrings, and it's working your hips and your core and your lower back. So basically your core and lower back are stabilizing the movement, and your make sure your knees are staying trapped with your toes there. That's it. Very good. Yep. Okay, good job. Exercise number 2, Sean, is the deadlift. So this is a standard deadlift. I want you to just roll the bar forwards a bit here. I'll demonstrate the exercise and then you'll do it. Okay, so we're just going to pick up the bar just outside your knees. And what you want to do is have your legs just outside shoulder width. Normally we'd start this from the floor, not from your hips, but because we're not using any weight, we're just going to start off from the hips. Okay? So the eccentric portion is the downward portion. So we're going to tense our core and lower the bar downwards slowly to about that height, about 15 centimeters above the floor, and reverse motion up. You want to keep your shoulders back and down, your core tight, engage your glutes and press the floor away with your legs like you're doing a leg press, and squeeze the bar with your hands to keep your grips and your forearm flexors engaged. What muscles you're using, that's it. Keep the toes steady on the floor as well if you can. Grip the floor. That's it. Good. Good. Excellent. Fantastic. Yeah, so you're really using the whole posterior chain in a deadlift. It's a massive movement. You're using really all the muscles in the body, but particularly your posterior chain. So all through your back here, muscles around your scapula, your rhomboids, your traps, which are behind your neck, your posterior deltoids, so the back of your shoulders, obviously your lumbar spine, all the spinal erectors, and obviously all of the muscles of your leg, particularly the muscles of the back of your leg, so your calves, your hamstrings, and your glutes and your hip flexors. And of course your core is stabilizing this the whole way through, and like in any exercise you want to be making sure your core is activated or being actively involved in the movement. Sean, so we've got one more exercise. I'll just grab the barbell for you.
Yeah.
The last exercise is the bent over row. Okay. I'll just demonstrate how to do this exercise and explain some of the muscles, and then we'll get into it. So again, you're going to do 8 to 12 reps for your hypertrophy to grow your muscles. Again, just a stance that feels really powerful for you in terms of your foot width. Generally, wherever you jump from, when you're doing a long jump, a high jump, a big jump, you know, that's going to be your most powerful stance for me. It's slightly outside shoulder width. Okay, we're just going to hinge with our hips down to about this position, okay? And we're going to pull this towards our belly button. And hold it there for a second if you like. And just like that. It's fine. You're going to retract your scapula. So if you hold your arm out like that and then pull your shoulder back without bending your arm, that's scapular retraction. Like that. So you're going to retract your scapula as you pull up. Keep your core tight, keep your chest up, your lats down. Your lats down and back. Try and keep your balance on your feet as much as you can, and just pulling towards your belly button with your elbows. Yeah, try and pull from the elbows. That's it. That's good. Try and just straighten your back up here. Hopefully mine was nice and straight in the demonstration. Excellent. Yep. That's good. That's it. Pulling into the belly button. Pulling from the elbows and drawing back. That's it. Excellent. Good job. Cool. Okay, we are now finished the main part of the workout and the warm-up. I'm just going to explain how to do a cool-down and what the purpose of the cool-down for this exercise is. Yeah, cool. So in a lot of more circuit training, you would do something like cycling on a bike or running or walking on a treadmill to gradually reduce your heart rate. For something like this, we could do a couple of minutes on an exercise bike just to bring the heart rate down a little bit if it is still up from your exercise. Typically your heart rate's not going to be as high after doing hypertrophy training with weights or barbells or free weights as it would be if you were doing circuit training, if you were running, if you were cycling or doing more cardiovascular work. So you don't need to do as much time on a bike or something like that. But we'll just do a couple of minutes on a bike. Yeah, cool. And the idea is to gradually bring your target heart rate from 70% down, 70% of its max, or that kind of intensity, down to about 40% intensity. So we're just gradually lowering the heart rate so that when you go and do something else and you've stopped exercising, you're not going to get dizzy from a quick blood pressure drop. So that's the main purpose of the cool down, is just to cool your joints, your heart rate, your breathing rate all down slowly and gradually. So we're just going to do a couple of minutes on the bike, and then we're going to do a few light stretches just to assist in your recovery.
Yep, awesome.